What's up, everybody? Welcome to Marriage Unmastered. This is your boy Hen and my amazing and beautiful wife, Shireal.
Hey, what's going on?
Back again on this wonderful Monday. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope you guys had a wonderful weekend. Mm-hmm. We did as well. Tired, but we are here again with another episode. So, babe, talk to us. What's the topic today?
So today's topic is Business.Life.Marriage.
Wow. Business, life, and marriage.
That's it.
That's a lot right there.
It is. It's a lot.
So give us like the synopsis, the background, the backdrop, if you would, about this topic. Little details.
Yeah, absolutely. So March for us is always a tough month because we have our kids' birthdays that are literally 3 weeks to the day apart. So, and for the last 2 years, they have milestone birthdays. So this year, our daughter turned 5. So the way we do it is our kids get a birthday party on their milestone birthday. So like 1, 5, 10, 16, and graduation. Mm-hmm. Those are like their birthday parties. So Harley got a party this year, and Jay got a regular birthday, which is still something, right? So
you gotta get together.
You gotta get together.
Yeah.
And that's always a lot for us, like to make sure we handle all those things. But on top of that, this year, March really started out a little crazy. We had a death in the family. Mm-hmm. So I had to travel to be a part of the funeral and the family situation at the beginning of March. Got back on Sunday. Harley's birthday was Tuesday. Her party was Saturday. So it was like a whirlwind, right?
Back to back.
And then after that, so got that out the way. It was like just trying to get back in the swing of things, but I got sick. So I got sick like for a whole week, was down really, really bad. Like couldn't even see halfway. Mm-hmm. So that took us out. Like right after Harley's birthday. Then our son started getting like a little hack, but not really. It was just like we was paying attention to it. So that was happening. But then his birthday came. So then that whole week was that. But then we also had plans to travel the last week of the month. So this last weekend, we traveled to see family, to be a part of our nephew's naval graduation. We were so excited to be there. But it was just like, it's been like this, like nonstop. And so on top of that, so that's life, right? On top of that, we have this business, Marriage Unmastered. And we have been really adamant on being consistent and really ramping up our social media presence and sticking to a schedule and to balance that and just basic what's happening in life has been the struggle. The struggle. And it's funny because Henry and I are really hard on ourselves. Like we want to make sure that we stick to our commitments. We want to make sure that, we're constantly pouring into this business, which we both really love so much. But sometimes it definitely becomes more challenging when life is like just giving us things to deal with. So that's that. And then, of course, maintaining this marriage that we have here and keeping each other comfortable, accountable.
Yeah, I'd say definitely it is a lot, and it can get overwhelming at times. And then if we're not like focused on the business, it can become an afterthought, right? And then we can easily put on the back burner like, man, I'm tired. Like I don't want to do nothing today. Like Because it could be so much. It's like, and we can dread doing the work when. Oh, go ahead.
Don't you always feel like I feel guilty though?
Mm-hmm.
Like, because I feel like we poured so much so far into it, and we're really still in building stages. So when we get to where it's almost taking a back seat, like I feel awful. I feel like really bad.
I do too.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I just be tired. And I'm not making an excuse for it, because I have to realize that it's not just a business. It is also ministry, and what we do is going to help someone, like in the long run, right?
Right.
And so I have to always keep it in the forefront of my mind, like like God gave you to this. He called you to this specific thing in life, and so you have to go like all out and do the best you can, even when you don't want to.
So, and then that's where our marriage also kind of comes into play, because we're married, but we're also partners in this business. And so both he and I have a tendency to kind of get on each other when we feel like one isn't doing or contributing to the business in the way that we feel like they should be. So, like, that affects our marriage, like, because we're business partners also. So we can find ourselves, like, taking it out on one another, like, yo, you didn't even say nothing. You know we got to do this. Or, did you do your content today? Or, you know, like, kind of, like, going at each other over the business that, you know, so it's, like, this constant struggle of, like, or balance, or, you know, like, trying to... I don't know, just trying to, like, keep it all together.
Yeah. Like, it can get tough because sometimes I might not want business partner Shireal, right? I might want the wife Shireal who's going to, like, touch me, hold me, console me, speak to me nicely. You know what I'm saying? I might not want, like, babe, we got deadlines, we got to boom, we got to get this stuff to our website. Like, sometimes I'm like, I don't want to hear that. I just want you. And it can be hard to separate the two.
It's very hard for me, because for me with business, like, I'm tunnel vision. Like, if we have something to do, like, I can't really think about wife Shireal when we have, like, deadlines. Like, I'm more like, okay, let's get this done and then we can do that. Like, business first. And Henry's not like that. Henry is not a business first type of person. So we find each other like...
Wait. I take care of business, but sometimes I might not be business first. I might want the difference, and then, you know, then the business. Like, I might want you come home from work. I might not want to dive right into the business. I might want to check in. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And then we can,
Yeah, but I like to get it out the way. Business first. Like, let's do what we got to do, and then we can chill. Because, so for me, the moment I chill, and for a woman, it's different too, right? So for a woman, for me to really chill, I have to have all these things off of my mind. That's number one. Number two, for me to really chill, I got to be able to take my hair off. I got to be able to wipe this makeup off. I got to be able to get comfortable. Yeah. But if I know we have things to do, I can't do any of that. I have to stay kind of put together, so when it's time to go back and get to work, I don't got to start from ground zero again. So it's like, if we go chill mode, it's very hard for me to come back from that. Which is why it's like, let's get everything that we need done so that when we're finished, I can go chill mode. You know, and then so, whereas for him, Henry could just brush his hair, throw on a clean shirt, and get back into it. It's not easy like that for me. So.
Okay, I can see that. Well, refresh me of the topic, life.
Business, life, marriage.
Business, life, marriage. Funny how you put it in that specific order. business, life, and then marriage.
Business
Why?
first.
Why business, life, and then marriage?
Because business first.
So is that
business first until life interferes.
So okay.
And then
all right. So do you rate like our marriage third?
I don't rate any of them in any particular order. If there was an order, it would be life first, right? Marriage, business, I guess. Life, business, marriage.
What is it? You guess?
See, here's the thing. Like, the reason why I'm even putting marriage third is because the way that I'm looking at this is I'm looking at it as business. Like, I'm looking at it like, what do we have to take care of first? Like, period. Like, we can't have a fun marriage if we don't take care of our business. We're not gonna have a fun life if we don't take care of our business. Like, in life, if you're not taking care of business, you don't have a great life. I mean, I mean, unless you're born into wealth and you just get to live your life on money of your family, you know. But like, other than that, like, that's just how I know. Like, that's how I grew up. Like, if I'm not taking care of business, nothing else is enjoyable. Like, if you're not taking care of business, you ain't got no money. If you ain't got no money, you ain't going nowhere. Like, business first. Like,
okay. I get it. I mean, I agree for the sake of agreeing.
You don't have to agree for the sake of agreeing.
I wasn't done. I might not go in that specific order.
What would your order be?
Marriage, business, and then life. Because I believe that if we tackle our marriage first, right, and strengthening us as the core, then the business will be able to follow based off the principles and the foundation that's set in our marriage, right? And then after that, then life will have like no ceiling, meaning it'll get better and better because our marriage is intact, our business is flowing, and so therefore, like, our life is put together the way we want it to.
Okay, that's how you see things, but I still don't see things that way.
Okay.
Because even in our marriage, if we're not taking care of business in our marriage, it probably ain't gonna be a great marriage. Like, those core things is still business. Marriage is a business. Marriage itself, like, we went into this with a contract. Like, I'm going to do these things to make sure that we have a good marriage. So we also have to be taking care of the business of our marriage. Like, marriage itself is a business.
I'm glad you said that. Taking care of the business of your marriage.
Yeah.
But does that come first, or does that come after you take care of the business?
I think business is just first. Like, you're just.
But do you get what I'm saying?
I do. Do you get what I'm saying?
No.
Because you're the one trying to debate what I'm saying. I'm not trying to debate.
I'm not debating it. I'm just trying to make a point. Like,
I hear your point, though. You don't have to make it. I get it.
I'm going based upon the order that you gave me.
But okay, you could put it any order you want. But if you don't take care of your business, nothing else is gonna go well.
That's very true. I agree with you on that, 100%. I don't knock it. I don't condemn it. I agree with it, Shireal.
You don't even have to agree. You don't like. I don't think this is about agreeing or disagreeing. I think
No. I agree with your point. What you're saying. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, that's cool. You don't have to agree or not. I'm just saying, like, that's just how I feel.
That's just how you feel.
That's just how I feel. No, it doesn't. It's not necessarily even right, you know.
Okay, so let me ask you this: what would make our marriage better and pertaining to business and to life and to marriage? Like, just based off the topic of this.
What would make our marriage better?
Mm-hmm. What will make all three of those things better within our marriage?
I think one of the things we've discovered within the last year is definitely just consistency, like being consistent. Because I'll give you a perfect example. Like, let's look at March Madness. I'm calling March Madness because of everything that I mentioned in the beginning. It's
Yo,
like crazy.
I love the analogy.
Like, it's March Madness.
You gotta dap me up. Don't leave me hanging.
Okay.
Don't even have fake dap.
So it's March Madness because it's madness. It's crazy. It's like a bunch of things happening all at once, right? So for me, like, let's look at this month, right? If we're talking about taking care of business, like, no matter what, we still got our life and we still got marriage. You always have those things that you have to deal with, right? As long as we're married, we always have to deal with that. As long as we're alive, we always have to deal with whatever life throws at us, right?
Facts.
But even when I was sick, right? Even with the kids' birthdays, right? When we took care of the things that we said we were going to take care of on our business list, it was like everything felt better. Like, it felt like, we got that done. We accomplished something. So, like, when I look at business, I look at a list of accomplishments, right? Or a list of goals or some type of checklist that we're constantly, like, trying to meet the goals on this list. And so whenever we go into a week, right, and we check off all the things in that week, and it's including, it's like we're tackling life. We have to do that because we're alive, right? We're tackling marriage because we have to do that because we're married. We're tackling parenthood. We have to do that because our kids need us, right? But business is almost like the extra. So, like, if you're consistent, you go a bit above and beyond and still meet those threshold marks, I feel like I accomplished something that week. Now, let's use last week. Last week, we missed the mark, business-wise. We did all the life stuff. We did all the marriage stuff. We did all the parenting stuff. But business-wise, we missed the mark. Like, miss.
We had a bad, what do you say? We had a bad quarter.
We had a bad quarter last week. And when we came into recording this session, all I could think about was that bad quarter. Like, you're only as good as your last game. Like, you know what I mean? And this last game was bad. So no matter how well we did first quarter, second quarter, when March came in third quarter, we struggled on the field. And so and when I'm saying struggled on the field, I'm talking about business. Because regardless, we're going to be the best parents we can be. Regardless, we're going to tackle life the best we can. Regardless, we're going to handle our business and our marriage. But when it comes to those extra 3-pointers that we were supposed to hit, we didn't make them. And because we didn't hit those extra 3 points, we lost the game. So that's why I'm saying, when I say business first, it's like if we hit those marks, everything else feels even better. Like, yo, we did good. So, like, the week of Harley's birthday. No, the week that I had to go out of town for the funeral. Yo, we were so on it. It was almost like we were still in the same room together, how well we just, like, handled our business. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We were flowing. Even the kids, there was no beat missed. We was just boom, boom, boom. Knocking them out. Won the game, right? Came home. It was like I wasn't even in a different state. That's how well we did. So that's what I'm saying. When you put the business stuff as a priority and you're consistent and you're knocking it out like that, it makes everything better. Like, we did all the right things this week as far as our family, as far as our marriage, we did all those things. But it was like we still lost because the business suffered.
Yeah.
So that's why I say business, life, marriage, because life and marriage are almost like, that's like the given. Those are the free. Those are the free points. Like, you know, you're gonna get points for that just for showing up.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? But it's like those extra points when at the foul line, them points that if you'd have just made that one foul shot, you'd have won. Those we missed.
I like that. I appreciate you even like bringing that out, recognizing how like when you were gone, like we never missed a beat, we never missed a step. We did some recordings like ahead of time, and so we're able to promote. We was like ahead of the game,
right?
And I think even now that I'm learning and I'm realizing even through this podcast as we speak is we have to be like 3 months ahead of the game or like a month ahead. You know what I'm saying? Like for our planning.
Right.
Because it does better. Remember when we started out, we were like a couple weeks ahead of the game with the podcast and our commercials and our filming. Like
right. And
like,
we felt better. We felt better.
Because we had
know what I mean? Like
we had room to breathe. Like,
but right now we behind, so it's like we're like catching up. And what happens is that puts a struggle on our marriage because then we start getting frustrated with each other. You know, like the whole thing, like we yelling at the kids, get in bed because we got to record. You know, like it really. That's why business first. Because once that's handled, everything else kind of just like goes a little bit smoother. So I just want to give it up to those parents out there, wives, husbands that are doing all the things, you know. Like, it's not easy. We realize it. We see you. And we just want to big you up because we know it ain't easy, but consistency will drive it. Drive it.
Oh yeah. We always be quoting Jim Jones. He said, "When you're not motivated, stay consistent, cause consistency gonna bring back that motivation."
Yes.
And I'd be like, "That's so simple and so profound." Cause sometimes, like being in business, there are times where you're like not as motivated as like you want to be.
Are times.
Nah, like
there's more than times.
Well,
there's so many.
I'm just saying, like, you know,
there's so many more times when we're not motivated than we are.
Yeah, but that consistency is going to bring back the motivation because
I don't even know if it's going to bring it back, but what it's going to do is it's going to just keep you moving.
Oh, okay, keep you motivated. I got you.
It'll keep you moving forward. Consistency will keep you moving forward. Motivation is definitely not always there.
Keeping you motivated to move forward.
What does Kanye say? He doesn't say exciting.
Energized.
Energized. Because excitement goes away.
He was like, energized is like a continuation of energy. I was like.
But excitement goes away. And excitement does go away.
Oh yeah.
It definitely does.
Especially when you don't see stuff. You be like, am I called to do this?
Right. How many times have we had that conversation? Like, are we really supposed to be doing this?
Yeah.
Like, you know, is anybody really even getting anything from this? You know, like, we've had that conversation so many times. And I feel like, literally, like remember I was telling you the other day, I was like, you know what? Sometimes I just got to get through the day. Like, if I could just get through the day and get through those feelings, we could make it to the next phase. But because if I think about the thing as a whole, it's like I could easily talk myself out of it. You know, and if sometimes I just got to, like, shut everything down and just think, Shireal, what are your objectives for today? Right?
You said something that was deep. Like, you can talk yourself out of things. Yeah. And like it puts me to mind like talking immaturely and premature about stuff that God has placed in your care and talk yourself right out of like that blessing. Like, you know, like God already like designed a path and a journey for you and I, and when we don't see, when we are looking through like our eyes and not through God's eyes, we'll talk ourselves right out of it.
Yeah. Yo, easy. I also saw something, someone said it's like a 5-second rule. Like when you get a thought in your mind, you need to act on it immediately. Because it only takes your mind 5 seconds to talk you out of it. So like for instance, the snooze button on your phone. Like so you went to bed, you was motivated. You're like, I'm going to the gym in the morning. I set my alarm. I put my clothes out. Everything's on. I got everything. I'm gonna wake up at this time. It's boom boom boom. When you hit that snooze button, you might not get back up. So the second you hear the alarm go off, you need to jump up out of the bed. Like it's a 5-second theory. It takes 5 seconds to talk yourself out of greatness.
Wow.
5 seconds.
Wow.
So the moment you get that thought to do something, you got to move on it immediately.
So are you really telling me don't hit my snooze button?
Absolutely.
In the morning?
Matter of fact, disable snooze.
I know there have been many times like, I be like, I'm going to the gym in the morning, babe. And you be like, yup, babe, good. Man, I be like, boop, hit that snooze.
And the next thing you know, it's time to go to work.
What time to get up and make the kids breakfast?
For real. So, like, honestly, like, and that's in everything, though. Like this weekend. Like, this was such a bad week, business-wise, for us, honestly. It was such a bad week. And the reason I think I feel extra bad about it is because we were doing so good. Like, literally, this is the first week this whole year that it was bad, right? And it's like, also, I feel like we've been through enough to know how hard it is to get motivation back. Like, momentum. So once you have a momentum, like, if you drop the ball...
Yeah, it's tough to get that ball back up.
Getting that ball back up in the air like that, it's just such a struggle. So, like, I think that's the part that's, like, really beating me up the most, is because, like, dang... Now we got to get that momentum back, you know? And I don't want to drag, like, you know, but I think that's just the whole point of this conversation, too. It's just like...
True, but I think the start of it, of getting the momentum back, is, like, acknowledging, like, hey, we lost the momentum. We found out why, and now we're getting back on it.
Right.
Because I don't like to stay in that place of, like... what is it called? Like resentment and weariness and like that Debbie Downer or being in that low place. Like, get up. We heard a bishop of ours speak and she was like, you know, people, they fall down and they stay there. It's like, well, get up. Like,
stay up.
Yeah, and stop falling down and stop complaining and just continue doing what you got to do and just keep moving.
Right.
And it's like, even with this, with business, is like, all right, we had a bad quarter. We had a bad week.
Right.
Get up, let's move forward.
And that is the key, though, babe, because, like, right, since we talked about the gym, we could use that. Like, how many times when you going hard, right, you had, like, a good month in the gym. Then you have a bad week, and that bad week turned into a bad 6 months. Like, you just fall completely off. Like, the key is, okay, we recognize we had a bad week, but jump right back on it. Like, don't let that bad week turn into a bad 6 months.
Yeah.
You know, like, that's the key. Like, even us being here right now, making sure, okay, we dropped the balls here, but what we're not going to do is not have something for Monday, right? So, like, that's like our restart. Like, all right, let's restart, pull it back up together, and, like, go into this next week, like, ready for a new quarter.
Yeah.
You know?
That's what's
March Madness is over. We're moving into April. Happy April, everybody.
Yeah.
We're refreshed, ready to get this thing popping.
But you know what also? It lets me know that we're real. We're humans. This is like this is the reality of things.
This is the life.
Yeah, like you see this, you see Marriage Unmastered. You might see the commercials, the promotions, the all the good stuff, but like we don't podcast like just the good stuff. We podcast like real life events and things that go on, you know, to make it relatable to somebody so someone else can grow within their marriage. And like this right here, it was tough for us. It's like that. We felt bad because we didn't meet the mark. You know what I'm saying? and it's so, not that it's okay, but it's okay to mess up. Don't kick yourself down. Don't beat yourself up about it, because we're gonna take it as a lesson learned.
Right.
You know, it's not a loss. It's a lesson.
I like that. And with that, that's all we got for y'all. We appreciate y'all. We really hope that you are getting something from our life lessons and being able to share. We want to hear from you. Make sure you hitting us up, DM us, email us, leave a comment. Let us know if there's a topic that you want us to tackle. We're on it, and we will make sure we tag you in it. So yeah, we are excited to keep moving, excited to go into this next quarter. Just getting to know you a little bit better. All right. So with that, we will check you out next week for another episode of the Marriage Unmastered.
Peace.
Bye.